Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy English channel. My name is Olivia, and I'm truly happy you're spending this time with us today. We've got a fantastic episode lined up, full of encouragement and some really practical tips to help you on your English learning journey. And with me, as always, is my brilliant co-host, Steve.
Hi, Olivia, and a big hello to everyone listening out there. I'm Steve, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. This podcast, as you know, is really created for English learners from all over the world who want to improve their English in a simple, relaxed, and most importantly, a natural way. We're all about making this entire process enjoyable and genuinely effective for you, no matter where you are in your learning.
Absolutely. So, Steve, I think many of our listeners probably feel this, that learning English can often feel like a bit of a roller coaster, right? It's incredibly exciting and rewarding when things just click and you understand, but then there are those moments when it can feel really challenging. Sometimes you grasp a lot, and other times you just feel confused or even completely frustrated.
You've definitely hit the nail on the head, Olivia. It's totally normal for it to feel that way, and I want everyone to know that. Imagine your brain is actually building a brand new system, right? So sometimes when you hear new words or phrases, or perhaps someone speaks really fast, your brain is just trying its best to process all that new information simultaneously. That feeling of confusion or frustration isn't a sign that you're failing. It's simply your brain actively working hard, making new connections, and making sense of it all. It's part of the growth process, believe it or not.
That's such an important and reassuring perspective to have. And often, these very natural feelings can unfortunately lead to some specific fears, can't they? Like feeling incredibly shy when it comes to actually speaking, or perhaps constantly worrying about getting your grammar absolutely perfect, or even just being afraid of making mistakes in front of others.
Oh, absolutely. If you've ever found yourself feeling shy when it's your turn to speak, or if you're constantly, maybe even obsessively worried about getting your grammar absolutely perfect, or if that fear of making a mistake just completely stops you from even trying, then let me tell you, you are definitely not alone. These feelings are such a common, almost universal, and I'd even say a completely natural part of learning any new language. Every single person goes through them, from absolute beginners to even very advanced learners at different stages of their journey.
It's so incredibly reassuring to hear that, Steve. And, this topic of fear leads us to something profoundly fundamental, something I think we often forget in our sometimes relentless pursuit of perfection. What's our main, most crucial message when it comes to making those often dreaded mistakes?
Here's something I want everyone to engrave in their memory. Mistakes are not bad. In fact, mistakes are actually excellent. They're not just okay, they're genuinely good. They are physical, tangible evidence that you are actively learning, that your brain is pushing boundaries and trying to figure things out. Every single mistake you make helps your brain grow, helps it adjust its understanding, and helps it solidify how the language truly works. Think of it like a scientist running experiments. You often learn the most valuable lessons from the ones that don't go exactly as expected.
That's a really powerful and transformative way to look at it, Steve. So, if we truly believe that mistakes are a good thing, then that naturally leads us to the idea of just speaking, right? Not waiting until everything feels absolutely perfect or until you've memorized every single grammar rule before you even dare to open your mouth.
Exactly, Olivia. So many learners fall into this common trap where they think, I absolutely must speak perfect English before I even attempt to talk to anyone. But the fundamental truth is, you learn by speaking, not by passively waiting for perfection. Speaking is an active skill, just like learning to ride a bicycle. You don't learn to ride a bike by reading a manual. You learn by getting on it, by trying, by pedaling, and yes, sometimes by falling over. The active process of speaking helps solidify what you've learned, helps you identify gaps, and crucially, builds true fluency over time.
That makes so much sense, and it really underlines the idea that communication is ultimately, truly, more important than perfection. Getting your message across, connecting with someone, expressing your thoughts, that's what genuinely matters, even if your grammar isn't 100% flawless.
Absolutely, Olivia, 100%. Think about it. The ultimate goal of any language is to connect, to share ideas, to express yourself, to build bridges with others. People will understand you more often than not, even if your grammar isn't perfectly polished. They often understand from the context of your conversation, your tone of voice, or your gestures. Focusing too much on achieving absolute grammatical perfection can actually make you less likely to communicate, precisely because you're so terrified of getting it wrong. Just speak, get your point across, and know that genuine connection is the true victory.
That's a wonderful and very liberating point. So, with all that incredibly helpful mindset in mind, what's one really concrete, super easy habit our listeners can start today, right now, to begin putting these ideas into practice without feeling completely overwhelmed?
Okay, here's an incredibly powerful yet remarkably easy habit you can start today, literally right now. Try to listen to English every single day. And I'm not talking about needing to dedicate hours and hours to it. Even just 10 or 15 minutes can make a colossal difference. Consistent, regular exposure, even in short bursts, trains your ear, helps you get completely used to the natural rhythm and sounds of English, and naturally introduces you to new vocabulary without the high-pressure feeling of having to speak or actively study.
That sounds so achievable and realistic, and it's not like you have to block out a special dedicated time in your calendar, right? Our lives are busy enough. Where can people actually fit this daily listening practice into their already packed schedules?
Oh, absolutely. The beauty of listening is that you can integrate it into almost any part of your day without much effort. You can listen while you're walking to work or school, or while you're traveling on public transport. You can put on a podcast while you're cooking dinner or cleaning your house, or even just relaxing quietly before bed. Podcasts like ours, simple YouTube videos, short stories, or even just background music with English lyrics are all fantastic options. The key is to choose something you genuinely enjoy, because then it won't even feel like studying at all. It'll just be part of your day.
That's brilliant, truly practical advice. So we've got listening covered as a really effective habit. What's another powerful, but maybe sometimes overlooked practice our listeners can incorporate to really build up their confidence in speaking?
Another hugely helpful and highly effective idea is to simply speak English out loud. Just get the words out there, into the air. Talk about your day, what you did, what you plan to do tomorrow, or simply narrate what you see around you. For example, I'm making coffee now. It smells really good. I'm going to add some milk.
Now, some people might be thinking right now, but I don't have anyone to practice with. What's your advice there, Steve? Do you really, truly need a conversation partner for this to be effective?
Great question, and it's a very common concern. And my answer is a resounding no. You absolutely do not need a partner. Speaking to yourself is an incredibly powerful and often underestimated practice. It's a completely judgment-free zone where you can freely experiment with new phrases, make mistakes without embarrassment, correct yourself as you go, and just generally get comfortable hearing your own voice speaking English. This builds immense confidence and prepares you beautifully for when you do have the opportunity to speak with others. Seriously, do not underestimate the power of talking to yourself.
It really sounds like these small, consistent actions, listening every day, speaking out loud, even to yourself, build up over time, leading to a much more natural and automatic feel for the language, doesn't it?
100% Olivia. It's truly a cumulative process. Little by little, day by day, English will unquestionably start to feel more natural. Those words that once felt difficult to find will begin to come faster, almost without thinking, and understanding what you hear or read will become so much easier. It's like building a strong, beautiful bridge, brick by brick. Each small effort, each new word, each minute of listening contributes to a solid foundation, and suddenly you realize you're walking across with incredible ease and confidence.
That's such a beautiful and inspiring analogy to keep in mind. And thinking beyond just the mechanics of the language itself, what does learning English truly unlock for someone? What's the bigger picture, the grand opportunity we want our listeners to keep in mind?
English is so much more than just a language. It's an incredibly powerful key that can truly connect you to new people from vastly different cultures all over the world. It can open countless doors to new jobs and incredible career opportunities that you might not have even considered. It allows you to deeply explore new cultures through original movies, books, and authentic travel experiences. Ultimately, it unlocks a whole world of new experiences, fresh perspectives, and unlimited information. It truly expands your world in ways you probably can't fully imagine right now, and that's incredibly exciting.
That's an incredibly inspiring and motivating thought, Steve. And it brings us back to something vitally important. Every single small step, every tiny effort truly counts and makes a profound difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely, Olivia. Don't ever underestimate the immense power of tiny actions. Every single new word you learn, every sentence you form, every minute you spend actively listening, that unequivocally is progress. Even if it doesn't feel like a huge leap forward right now, it's constantly building. It's accumulative. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but it grows larger and more powerful with every single turn. Trust the process, because those consistent small steps will inevitably lead to very big